Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Classic Plastic 918 with another unboxing video. Today's box or today's video comes from, I believe it was an eBay seller. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought this one from eBay, and as you can see, box looks like it was pretty well beaten up, but the seal doesn't look like it's been broken. So I'm hoping that the contents inside are going to be in a lot better shape than the box is. But yeah, as soon as the box showed up, I was a little bit apprehensive because it seems like it may have been opened, or it may have the seal may have been broken. So I'm not sure what it looks like inside, but let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open and find out together, and hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything inside is okay. All right, so as you can see, it is a Super Janky, and if you haven't guessed by now, you can already tell it's the new white Lotus Super Janky. The packing in this one is a little less than impressive, actually. Very minimal packing, but this I did get from a private eBay seller, so that's something to be aware of if you guys are buying something online. Your mileage obviously will vary depending on who the seller is and how much they care about packaging the product for you. Again, of all the packages I've received so far, this one is probably the one that I'm least impressed with. Just minimal packing material. The box looked like it'd been pretty well beaten up, so I'm hoping that the actual contents, that the actual White Lotus Super Janky is not going to be broken or beat up or anything like that when I open it up and inspect it, because now I've definitely got to check it over very carefully, make sure that everything's okay with it. So there she is. It did have the original that cellophane or that tissue paper. I'm assuming that that must be the way that Super Plastic wraps the original boxes, because every box I've ordered so far, I think with the exception of maybe one, has had that tissue paper kind of stuff on there. And the one that didn't have it on there, I think I actually got that one from a private seller on Mercari as well. So fingers crossed. Let's open this one up, because they did say in the advertisement that this was new in the box and it had not been opened. So let's find out. So the seals do seem to be intact, from what I can tell. They look pretty good, and the box itself doesn't look like it's been disturbed or opened. There are no corners lifted or anything like that. So there's a good chance that everything's going to be okay on the inside. It's interesting that every other Super Janky that I've ordered has had a colored dot in the corner. That kind of gives you an idea of what the actual color scheme of the Janky inside is going to be. But this one looks like maybe the box itself is specific and unique only to the White Lotus Janky. I'm assuming that the Red Lotus Janky has a unique box as well. If that's the case, that could be a good thing, because that would mean that maybe these are going to be super collectible in the future. I'm not really sure. Again, that's not exactly what I'm buying them for. I just buy them because they're really cool and I like the way that they look. But as a side note, I did go to a comic book convention today, a local one, and everyone I'd spoken to, even the people who are selling like Funko Pop toys and other action figures and collectibles, nobody actually heard of Super Plastic yet, which was kind of surprising. And yeah, So who knows, maybe it's great to be getting in on the inside before the world itself or the world at large becomes more aware of the super plastic line of toys. So, if you guys are in a position to buy a few more, maybe doubles of everything that you have, you might want to do that because, again, judging by the number of Funko Pop toys that I saw on sale, everybody seemed to have at least a couple of them. Those are really, really popular and they're mass produced. And the super plastic line of art toys and collectibles is pretty limited in scale in terms of their production. And if their numbers are accurate, yeah, I mean, this has potential to be something that's really, really super unique and ultimately should go on to become very highly desired and very collectible because of the very limited number of items that they produce. So, with that being said, let's take a look inside at our White Lotus. So there it is, a better look at the White Lotus, or at least the back of it. And it's very surprising because it seems like, I don't know if it was because of the shipping or if maybe someone actually did open this one and inspect it. It didn't look like it had been opened, but this is exactly what fell out of the box when I opened it up. And usually the accessory is pretty well affixed to the packaging, and in this case it wasn't. It looks like the accessory is kind of loose there, although it does look like it's still intact in its original packaging, which is great. But I also noticed that the chase sticker, usually that's in a plastic packaging as well, and in this case it's not. So not really sure what's going on with that. I don't know if it came from the manufacturer like that, or if somebody maybe opened it up and got to it first, but nevertheless it looks like the actual White Lotus is in good condition, in good shape, and I'm going to check it out in just a second. We'll take a look at it outside the plastic. But before we open it up, I just want to show you the detail on the face of the White Lotus, and actually on the entire thing. I mean, just the attention to detail and the intricacy of the design is just really, really beautiful. I mean, it's really, really a great and creative piece, and I think that Junko Mizuno did a great job as an artist on this piece. I mean, it just really, really has a great visual appeal. Aesthetically, it's really, really pretty, and I'm really excited and happy that I got it. It's funny because initially I thought that it was going to be difficult to acquire in the secondary market because it seemed like it had sold out pretty quickly. But recently when I've been online, I mean, I see lots of people trying to sell them, even on some of the super plastic groups and the super plastic fan sites. So not sure if it's just that there were a lot of people who bought extras and were kind of speculating that it would be as popular as the Red Lotus original one was, and so they bought a couple of them, or if maybe vendors just purchased a bunch of them and they're kind of leaking them back out into the public. But with that being said, if you're in the market to get one, I mean, you can get one at or below the cost that it was listed for available on the actual superplastic.co website. So, I mean, honestly, there's really no reason not to pick one up if you can, because they're actually selling for right at or less than what they were listed for on the Superplastic website. So there's really no reason to pay a premium for them right now. because it does seem like there are several available online. I've been looking at the prices pretty much every day just to kind of keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening with the different figurines. And I've noticed that right now it seems like there's a bunch of them that are just kind of trickling into the secondary market. And there's a certain price point that they're not selling above, and there's a price point that they seem to be all definitely selling at. So yeah, if you're wanting to pick up one, pretty much at the price or the cost of what it would have cost you to pay for one from Super Plastic directly, eBay is a pretty good place to get one right now, because as of today, I saw several listings for them, and I think that different sellers are selling them for right at or about what Super Plastic originally had them listed for on their website. So, and a lot of times you also get free shipping with, when you buy from certain vendors online. So that's also something to take into consideration, because not taking the shipping cost into account, excuse me. Yeah, I think they're pretty fairly priced online in the secondary market right now. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up and see it outside of the packaging, because that's going to be really neat. So there she is. There's the White Lotus outside of the packaging, and you can see that there's a really nice metallic sheen to the colors that really makes it stand out a lot more than even I thought it would behind the actual plastic covering. Just a really beautiful piece, really well designed, great aesthetic. Love the multiple arms on there, the butterflies and everything. And I mean, I think it's a great piece to have in your collection, a great collectible. Even the little shoes are really awesome. As a side note, again, this packaging was actually probably the most difficult one that I've encountered so far when opening up a Super Plastic Janky. So I don't know if they have switched to a different vendor, or the blister pack, or whatever you call the plastic, has been redesigned, or is a different makeup. But yeah, it was kind of tough to pry it open there towards the end, and I managed to do so without damaging the packaging. But yeah, it was kind of very it just didn't want to come open. So keep that in mind when you get your White Lotus, that the package may be a little bit difficult to open if you're wanting to keep that packaging intact and reseal it for storage. So that was the front, and here's the back. And again, same high degree of detail, beautiful design. The overall aesthetic is just really nice. And like I said, I'm just really super pleased with this particular figurine. So hopefully you guys like that review. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments if you like. We've got a bunch more of these Super Jankies coming. Pretty sure I'll have all of them, before long. So if you like Super Plastic toys, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, because I'll be doing more reviews of my unboxing videos. And yeah, leave your thoughts below. Thanks again for watching.